Good after morning, it is Wednesday, my dudes, which means it's Buyer's Guide time and I'm back in the correct slot finally. Once again, I know I've actually seen you guys in the comments shouting at me. I'm sorry, okay? It's just been chaos with load shedding and Eve Sports, but we are finally seeing the light at the end of that tunnel as well. So this Wednesday is a little bit different because we are currently doing the Turbo Tortoise Tech Awards, where I'm going through the top 10 for each category and just giving you my absolute best picks. So if you see something you like, then when it's on special, you can just snap it up. As promised, it is going to be the keyboards this week. I've gone through basically the entire list. As I said, most of them, all but one, I have actually tested and reviewed. The only one that I haven't tested or reviewed it actually was bought by a friend. So I've got some reliable third-party information there on, and it was just too good not to include in the top 10. So without further ado, without further gilding of the lily, we'll just jump straight into it. And starting off the top 10 at number 10, this is Gumdia's Hermes E3. I recommend this quite a lot for people that are looking for budget buys, for people that like 60% and maybe don't want to break the bank in getting into that environment. Full mechanical, fully backlit, everything you need is on the keyboard, removable cable as well. I even bought one for a mate as a gift for all of his help and stuff, and he's still using it to the day nearly a year later. So these are really good bang for buck. They work super well, and they're just nicely finished, well put together. Like this for me is Gumdia's best product line, or generally their keyboards, and this is the best of the lot. At number 9, I put in the K100. K95 as well, I also sort of regard in the same light. They just didn't have one with good switches. But if you're going to go for a big keyboard with all the bells and whistles, then this is pretty much the best way to do it. Aluminium flat deck, you could just remove those keycaps and you can clean in there. They use genuine Cherry MX switches, so you know that lifetime is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's got an incredibly satisfying scroll on the top right here for your audio and stuff. You can program it into different areas. They've got more programmable buttons on this side, and then obviously the full deck along the left hand side, if I can just get a decent picture over there, with programmable macro keys and stuff as well. The wrist rest on this was massively improved. It's just magnetic now, it doesn't clip in, so they really checkboxed a lot of like the premium keyboard stuff. And yes, I understand the price is nearly $4,000 for a keyboard, but if you paid that, it might be one of the last keyboards you would ever need to buy. And coming in just ahead of that, I had to put in a K70. These, I think, are beloved by large portions of the community, and for good reason. Having a full aluminum deck means it basically will never warp or distort its shape, and so that longevity is sort of implied with it. Once again, genuine Cherry MX switches. As a full-size keyboard proposition, I absolutely love this one, largely because, once again, it's got that ultra-satisfying scroll for your volume and stuff, dedicated media keys. Like, it checkboxes all the right sort of stuff, but it's just because of because of these price points, a bit of Corsair tax thrown on top, it does make it seed a little bit lower for me. At number 7, it's the Mancat Strike 13. This might be the first surprise to you because I did a review on this an age of man ago. I actually went and had a look at it. It's from 2020. How things have changed as far as production quality and stuff goes from my end. The differences are staggering. But the keyboard still has left an impression on me from that time because it is a full keyboard. It's just in a slightly different orientation. So you're still getting everything as you would on a normal full-size keyboard, just bit more condensed, but flat aluminium deck once again, so it's got all of the build quality and stuff that you would like to see, and most importantly, once again, Cherry MX red switches. And at 1,200 Rand, there is not a keyboard the entire store wide at this price point with genuine Cherry switches. There's not a single one that pops up at this price point. So yeah, this is, I think Mad Catz is a very underrated brand, as you can see, versus a full-size keyboard with all the same key sets. It's considerably, it's like 5 centimeters shorter. So if you're on the move and you still want to have a full-size keyboard and keep your numpad, etc., then maybe this is a good one for you. Rounding out the top half at number 6, it's the Strike 6. This Mad Catz keyboard has kind of flown under the radar, and I've just requested a review sample because it has to be on the channel. Because if you guys didn't notice, the very first thing it says is hot swappable Mad Catz linear switches. To which I scrolled down and had a look, and I noticed these are just normal dipole switches. So you keep going and you see the way that it's connecting to the keyboard beyond the north facing LED, which obviously has problems with lineups in the center, or maybe not obvious to you. In the center of north facing LEDs, you struggle to get keycap sets for them because the center rows tend to not line up very well compared to those with south facing LEDs. That's about the only drawback here, but a mechanical keyboard 60% with modability for 700 Rand, it sort of begs belief. So before I put this further up top 10s in the future, I thought, let me get a review. I did have another mate who bought one off of my suggestion after it popped up on the store, and he said like best keyboard he's ever bought for $700. So look out for a review on this in the near future, because this might just go very northwards in the top 10 in future. And now it's time to break into the top of it, number 5, with a Corsair K60 SE. Now, that might be weird because you're like, but why this over the K70? Literally, pretty much just the price. It's 1,800 Rand. It's a full-size keyboard. It's got cherry violas, which felt absolutely incredible. I remember after doing the review of this, I was like, damn Corsair, y'all are back with some really aggressive pricing. And these sometimes go for as low as like 1.5, and they're incredible for that amount of money. I would even put it ahead of that Strike 13 because of the layout and the size and the wrist rest and all the add-ons that you get. That's why I put it ahead, because the package here from Corsair is extremely premium without any of the price point attached to it. Yeah, it's missing the cool scroll for the volume, but if you can get over that, it's basically a K70. At number 4, it's time to show Razer some love, because I really like the Huntsman Mini. The linear res that they made, these optical switches are absolutely fantastic. They feel incredible. They're silky smooth. And as 60% keyboards are growing in popularity, especially amongst us gamers, this is one of the better ones. Like, let me tell you, it's incredibly well put together. There is a review here, obviously from your boy. But yeah, there's a clicky version if you like clicky stuff. I personally hate it. I love linears, and that's why I'm featuring this one. It's on sale at the moment at 1.7. It's kind of tough to beat at that sort of price point with how good this thing is. The keycap quality, the build quality, everything from Razer on this is just really nicely checkboxed, and it's quite sleek and unassuming on the desk. Really nice keyboard. But in the same vein, it's the Corsair striking once again at number 4 with this K65. It's exactly the same setup. It's exactly the same idea. Build quality, everything on this is fantastic. The only reason I put this further ahead is because I really like the way that they've done their keycaps. I think they're some of the best that you can get out of box in market right now. I love the build of this as well, the way that it's pre-tilted up and stuff like that. Like, this is a really nice keyboard. It's very close between the two. Brand preference is really going to be the factor for me. Both of them, you have to install their own software to control their RGB and all the rest of it. So between the two, I would take this one by that much. In our first podium position, it's glorious GMMK time. You can pick any one of these. You can literally pick any of the sets. They come in a full set, a 60% or a TKL. You can pick between the three. It's really just down to preference. But the way that this set is set up and the precedence that this creates, the fact you can buy a flat deck like this and then customize it, or you can get a pre-installed set, is exactly what I had up there for you now. You can get a pre-installed keyboard like this for 1,900 Rand. But if anything ever goes wrong with it, it's a replacement away. North-facing LED is the only drawback on this whole kit. And I remember, because I did the white ones for review, I just remember the base kit being really good. The keycaps seem to be a lot better as well on the second gen. It was a big drawback for me on the first generation of the product, but as they've developed it, it's become basically the only way to really do keyboard is on a modular nature, because if one switch breaks on a non-modular keyboard, you have to throw away the entire thing. In this case, keycap puller, switch puller, and you're ready for away. And similarly at number 2, it's the Pro version of this. This is exactly what I use on a day-to-day basis. You've got replaceable gaskets, you've got replaceable switches, replaceable keycap sets, replaceable stabilizers. I mean, this is meant to be the ultimate sort of modular experience out of the box. It's been actually quite praised by guys that are doing custom keyboards as a very good way to get into custom keyboards, because this frame is 1.5 kilograms worth of aluminium. So it also lends itself to some home defense. So if someone breaks in, you can just beat them in the face with your keyboard and it'll literally save your life. I mean, what more could you ask for? Capping aside, It's incredibly well put together. This is the last keyboard I'm ever going to need, but it's still not the best one I've ever used. And finally, in the number 1 spot, it's got to be the Apex 7 series. You can literally pick any of these if you want the OmniPoint switch. That's also incredible. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen the reviews and stuff, and people talking about their 60% as being one of the best out-of-box keyboards you can buy pretty much. And this Apex 7 TKL, I tested the white limited edition one when that came into the country, and it absolutely blew my mind. I literally picked up my phone and I was like, hey, SteelSeries, I'm gonna need one of these. I'm literally gonna buy one of these. Please tell me when the normal black ones come in, because yeah, me and that white peripheral weren't gonna do very well when everything else in my system is blacked out. But I said, listen, when these come into the country, I'm buying one off the back foot. I put one to the side for me. The only reason I didn't buy one was because I got my GMMK Pro at a steal. So it was really a no-brainer to obviously go the modular route. But if I was going to buy a keyboard that was non-modular and I wanted the best of the best, this is what I would buy. The OLED is incredible, the customization, the controls. You've got literally everything you need on the keyboard, plus a little USB pass-through, which is kind of nice. You don't actually need the software. You can control like 90% of the functions from the OLED that's built into the keyboard. And just the build quality and the feel and everything about it, I was just like, SteelSeries is back. I was a fan for a very long time, basically since the Ikari came out, and I never had sort of access to that. I had to kind of live vicariously through friends on SteelSeries products, and I've been a fan for a very, very long time. And they've just shot to the top of the list for me with this Apex 7 series. They're mind-blowingly good. Everybody, I think, can agree with that. Most reviewers and stuff do. Yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but SteelSeries is going to do that because they're SteelSeries. It's fine. It's fine. If you're not worried about that, buy one of these. Trust me, mind-blowingly good. And that, my friends, is your Turbo Tortoise Tech Top 10. Once again, this is my opinion of the best keyboards that I've used. I'm sure there are ones that I haven't used that are absolutely fantastic. Stuff that maybe not even available on the Evetech store. Hopefully, we'll see it come to the store and come to the channel for you guys so that I can tell you all about it. Until next time, though, hope you guys stay safe, keep well, and I will see you on the flip side.